Hey folks, welcome to our next exit. Well, July's come and gone, and we had a pretty good month in July. We've been up here in the Pacific Northwest. The weather's been a little cool, but besides that, it's been pretty enjoyable. I want to take a moment to welcome all you guys that came over from the I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing website. If you haven't seen their video, they recently put out a video on what does it cost to live the full-time RV lifestyle. And they gave a real good perspective on some of the numbers that you hear about living on $1,000 a month and $1,500 a month. And Stacy kind of pretty much debunked a lot of that, saying it's, in her opinion, it's near impossible. And to be honest, in Pearl, in my opinion, I think it'd be pretty hard to do also. But in her video, she referenced our monthly expense report and recommend people come over here and check it out. And we got 400 or 500 new subscribers from their website. So welcome you guys, and hopefully you come back and check out some of our other videos. So the first thing I need to do is kind of walk you through how our spreadsheet works. And we've got, as you can see, it's for the last 12 months is here, August of 2018 through July of 2019. And that'll be, this column here is going to give the total for each line item for the last 12 months. All the way down. This column here will give the average, so that takes the last 12 months, divides it by 12, and just gives you an average monthly total. And we've been full-timing for 26 months now, so this will take the totals all the way across for the 26 months we've been RVing. From June of 2017 all the way across, and then divide it by 26. So for the 26 months, like you can see right here, we've averaged 760 miles a month. For the last 12 months, we've averaged 681 miles a month. And for the last 12 months in total, we've driven 8,100 miles. And in the month of July, we drove 332. So that kind of gives you the layout of how it works. We do another little thing. We do our diesel fuel costs. We take the total amount of diesel and any tolls that we paid, and then we divide it by the number of days in the month to get us our average diesel cost per day. And then the same thing with our campsites, our average campsite cost per night for the month and for the last 12 months. So a couple of things about our lifestyle. We have a Thousand Trails membership, the elite membership. We spent $4,000 for it back 2 years ago when we first started going full-time. And so there's nothing in here about amortizing that out. It's bought and paid for. We have no debts, no bills. Our motorhome is paid for, our car is paid for. And so no credit card, no bills. So all of this is just cash that we spend each month. It's everything that we spent, except we have a storage shed. We didn't downsize and get rid of all of our stuff. We stored it all in a couple of storage units, and we spend $3,500 a year for that, I think it is. And then any money that we give away for whatever reason that is not in here. So if we don't get anything back for it, if it's money we give away, it's not in here. So that pretty much covers the lifestyle. Oh, and Thousand Trails campsites are free to stay in, so they cost us nothing each night. And we go outside of Thousand Trails occasionally, but about 80 or 90% of the time we're in Thousand Trails. We do amortize out our annual dues into a monthly number, but we'll get into that as we get down to that line item. So here we go. The month of July, we drove 332 miles. We were in Oregon the whole time. We went from Pacific City RV campground up, and we're up by Portland area. So we went from Pacific City campground over to Mount Hood Village campground, back to Pacific City, and then now we're down here in Whalers Rest. So that we moved 4 campgrounds, we moved 3 times. We spent the whole month in Thousand Trails. We didn't go outside of Thousand Trails a single time. So 31 nights in Thousand Trails, 0 nights outside of Thousand Trails. So that kind of explains our lifestyle and how the spreadsheet works. And let's go ahead and get into the numbers. We spent $234 in diesel fuel and then $4 in tolls. We went up to the, what was it, Columbia River Gorge bridge going across there, and it's $2 going each way. And that meant that for the month of July, we spent $7.68 a day on diesel fuel. And for the last 12 months, we spent $11.59, and since we started, we spent $11.97 a month. So diesel fuel was pretty good this month. Campground fees, we didn't go outside of Thousand Trails at all, but we do have annual dues that we amortize out on the monthly thing. $615 a year we pay to Thousand Trails in dues. $199 for our trails collection. That gets us another 100 plus parks that we can set for free. A little bit different than Thousand Trails, but it's owned by Thousand Trails. And then we like the RPI, Resort Parks International, and we can, it's about 150 parks I think. We can set those for $10 a night. So all of those we add together, divide by 12, and then we put, that equals right at $80. We put that in each month's budget. And so for the month of July, $2.58 is what we spent per night. That's just our annual dues. For the last 12 months, we've averaged $10.66. And for the 26 months we've been doing this, it's $8.50 a night for campground fees. Motorhome repairs. This is one of our best motorhome repair months we've had in a while. We had $108 for our door lock on the front door. And I have never thought of this, but our door actually broke. Our door latch broke. So we came to open the door and it wouldn't open. Luckily a window was unlocked and we got to climb in the window, or I got to climb in the window. And as you can see here, we had to separate it. Once I got in, I took off the door panel, pulled the lever and got it to pop open. And I was able to find a replacement. Our coach is 13 years old. Well, luckily I was able to find online a replacement door handle, and it works way better. Before it's kind of hard. Several people have been to our coach and have had a hard time opening the door. Pearl has a real hard time. But now the new latch fixed that. It just snaps right open. So, good month on maintenance. $209 for automotive. $43 for gas. And our battery, about every 2 years or so, we've had to replace our car battery. We have a 2013 Lincoln MKX. And you have to have the key on. It has a lot of electronics, and for whatever reason, about every 2 years we burn through a battery. So we had to get us a new one. It's $156. I got a little bit bigger, better battery, so hopefully it'll last longer. RV insurance, auto insurance, and umbrella policy. $223, and that's just the annual fees for those. The annual cost divided by 12, and we put that in each month. Our RV insurance, we have a full-time policy. It went up better than I thought it was going to be. $15.56. I think it was $14.50 last year, so it went up right around $100. Or let's look. It's $14.59 last year. In the auto insurance, $8.34. It went down $2. And the umbrella, $286. It went up $9. So anyway, that's all of our insurance, automotive insurance. Groceries, $7.39. That's one of our best months. We've been averaging for the year, for the last 12 months, $900. For the year, $880. And to explain, that sounds awful high to me, and I'm sure it sounds high to you guys, but that's everything we buy in a grocery store. That's groceries, that's liquor, wine, paper supplies, soap, dog food if we buy,
Everything.
Pearl says everything. So anyway, that's everything. We budget out, keep good track of our finances, but if we buy in the grocery store, we don't bring all of that out. Dining out, $304. And for dining out for the year, we spent $3,655. We're averaging the last 12 months $305. And since we've been on the road, $267. So that's increasing, it seems to be. Internet and cell phone. Now this was a big one this year. We got we've been staying at Pacific City, and everywhere we've been staying for the last month here in Oregon, we've got virtually no internet. We've got a cell phone signal booster, the WeBoost, and we've had just a little stubby magnetic antenna up on the roof, and that's worked all over the country, but it hadn't been working here hardly at all. So we purchased the trucker's antenna, or the Omni antenna. You know, you just put it up there and it's 30-40 inches tall, and that helps a lot, better than the little stubby, but still we're not getting very good internet. So I went and bought the directional antenna, and that you got to focus it, but if you get it laser beam right on, if you can find the cell tower and get it right on it, it makes a huge difference. But that thing cost the directional antenna was basically $100 for the antenna, and then the cable I had to buy. The Omni antenna that we tried with, it didn't help that much, but helped a lot, but not enough, was $68. And I had to get some pipe and some different hardware and whatnot, $56. And while I was hooking up these antennas, I don't know if I did something or if it was just time, but our WeBoost, they cost like $450 for your RV, WeBoost RV, and it burned up. It went out, quit working. I called them. The warranty is good for 2 years. We've had it for 2 years and 3 months, so they said no bueno. They wouldn't do anything for us. So anyway, we went to Best Buy and got us a brand new one. So all of our WeBoost and our antenna added together was $675. Then we have 2 cell phones and we have 2 jetpacks, and those together are $215. And one of the jetpacks is totally unlimited, and one of them is 15 gigabytes of high-speed internet a month, and our cell phones are 15 gigabytes of high-speed internet for the month. So that was a big jump. We made that in RV maintenance, but it jumped up in internet maintenance. DirecTV, another one that went up. We've been paying $67. All of a sudden it jumped up to $82. And come to find out, I had some kind of a special deal that's good for 12 months, and that expired. And so now we're paying the regular rate of $82. Medical, we're both we're in our 70s. We're on Medicare. Your Part A is free, but your Part B, it costs us $135 a month each. Our Part D, for prescriptions, is $30 each. And then we have a Part G Medigap policy, and Pearl's is $115 and mine is $122. So that all put together is $567 a month, and luckily we didn't have any. I think we may have one bill coming in. Pearl had to get some prescriptions renewed, but we hadn't got that bill yet, so we have to, hopefully that Part G pays for it though. Pet care, nothing, and that's cause the dog looks like a ragamuffin. She hasn't had a trim, as you can see, since back in May, June, July. We need to get her to the groomers. Recreations and hobby, not much there. Nothing in computer, nothing in clothing, nothing in mail. So here's our total. $3,466 for the month of July. And for the last 12 months, we've averaged $4,800. And for the 26 months, $4,293. So as you can see, it's a good month. Take all of our expenses and average them out. It's $51,000 over the 26 months, $51,000 a year. But the last 12 months is $58,500. And the whole reason for that is this right here, $10,000 maintenance at Lazy Days. And that kind of bumped up the last 12 months pretty big. One thing, throw it into a little graph. So if you throw all of our expenses into a graph, you can see here that $4,000 almost every month we've been under $4,000, except for September. So here's September of 2017. You can see we had $1,366 in diesel fuel. We drove 2,700 miles. So that's what popped up there. And in May, June, and July of 2018, we had the rest of the car, and we had a circuit board blowout on the washing machine, and the other odds and ends. So that's $1,600 in maintenance that we had there. June, we had $2,000 in maintenance. The cooling unit on our refrigerator went out, and just several odds and ends. And then in July, we bought new batteries for the whole coach. 4 house batteries and 2 chassis batteries. And then we bought our Garmin 770, so some extra expenses. So it's all pretty much repairs and maintenance every month, except for the one where it's diesel. And then this year we had, for camping expenses, in March, we went down, in March of 2019, we went down to the Keys. We were spending $160 a night for campground sites and $102 for some other ones. So it was just real expensive campground fees. And then obviously our lazy days. So the point is, if you can get by the when you take a big long trip going from here all the way, I think we headed down to Texas from Washington. So diesel fuel maintenance did it here, maintenance did it here, and then expensive RV parks did it here. Except for that, virtually every month is below this $4,000 line. So I know these numbers are not going to match up to anybody else. They're just the numbers that we spent, but hopefully it'll help you to come up with your own budget to build your own lifestyle. And along that same track, if you want, I'll put our email address up here. We'll send you a blank copy of this spreadsheet, and in it, it's got one tab that has our numbers for the first 12 months that we RV'd, and then it has another tab. You can click on it and it's blank, and you can just fill in the tabs and make your budget. You put in the numbers you think you'll spend, and it kind of tells you where you're at for your budget. It's a real easy way to start building a budget and seeing just what it costs to live the lifestyle, what you think you need to budget. And so email me and I'll reply back with a copy of that spreadsheet. So until our next video, keep the wheels rolling, stay safe. We'll see you at the next exit, folks. Bye-bye.